Hi, 8th grade friends. I can't wait to meet you. My name is Mrs. Manganello. I'm one of the librarians here at the high school, and I'm here today to tell you more about our expectations for your summer reading. You'll notice that I am on the summer reading page, and you're actually getting this via our library website, so you can always explore a little bit and look around before you get to meet us in person. But the summer reading page we're sending down to your English team so that you have a connection to us for this coming summer. Now, I'm going to share with you that summer reading is actually one of my favorite things because after a very busy year, it's great to connect with a book, be it in your backyard, on the corner of your couch, in your bedroom, or at the beach. We're going to give you some different books that you may want to read, and we're also going to tell you more about the assignment. So we'll start off with your assignment because I know that's always where the question begins. You're going to be scheduled for English in the fall. You may be in English 1, academic English, or honors English, but regardless of level, you are encouraged to read any book or books of your choosing. Okay, so any book or books of your choosing. And if your parents have specific questions about our summer reading plans, they can read more about it in our letter to district parents that's available here. Now, because we have a wide open assignment without a written component attached to it, we want to give you lots of examples so that you understand our expectations and you have something great to choose from. So, we're going to be available to you a couple of different ways this summer. You are absolutely encouraged, and I hope you will take advantage of the opportunity to come visit the high school and be part of our library during our summer hours. We will be open on 10 to 12 during the month of June and July, and you're welcome to come in and look around the library and find a great summer reading book and check it out. We'll also give you some other possibilities for how you can find great books to read over the summer. So down at the bottom of each of my summer reading pages, you're going to see 3 different items: reading recommendations, sharing your selections, and joining the journey. We're going to start off with reading recommendations. Reading recommendations, there's a bunch of different ways you can come up with what you want to read. Now, I post everything that I read to Goodreads, and you'll see my Goodreads information for South Brunswick High School Library, which you can definitely go ahead and follow me on Goodreads if you are on Goodreads. You will see all of the recommendations that I have made recently. You're also going to see some of my Instagram posts. So if you are the sort of person that likes to judge a book by the picture on the cover, you may want to hear a little bit more about the book from my Instagram. You also have a bunch of different choices here as far as the material you want to read. We're going to start off with fiction because I feel like fiction is one of the places that a lot of people enjoy reading, especially in the summertime. And if you click on fiction, you're going to get all of our popular fiction recommendations. For each book, you're going to get a shot of the cover to give you an idea of what it looks like, the title and author, and you're also going to get a short description of what the book is all about. So this is a site that you can kind of use as a jumping off point. If there's something here that you think you might be interested in, these are all books that are available in the high school library, and you could absolutely check one out from us. And they include really great choices like let's do, where are we going to start? Let's do Ready Player One. Ready Player One was one of my favorite books from the last few years. If you saw the Steven Spielberg movie of a few years ago, you would absolutely still read the book even if you saw the movie. The book actually has a lot more detail to it, and it's a lot more involved. So even if you saw the movie, you won't miss out by reading the book. Now, I never say that I don't like a book, but I didn't like Ready Player 2. I actually was looking forward to it because I liked the first book so much. Ready Player 2, you will notice, is not on my recommended list because I didn't like it. So if you want to dispute that, you could absolutely read Ready Player 2 and tell me why I'm wrong. But you won't find it on my recommended list this summer. You can see that we have everything from sports books, great books like Deadline. This is by Chris Crutcher. Deadline is about a boy named Ben Wolf, and Ben has gone in to get his sports physical in August, and because he's 18, he went by himself. He is diagnosed with a fatal blood disorder that is untreatable, and because he's 18, he doesn't have to tell anyone. He doesn't have to tell his parents, he doesn't have to tell his coach, he doesn't have to tell anyone. He doesn't tell his friends. And instead, he makes this decision that he's going to leave behind the best year ever. But what happens when your friends start to figure out there's something wrong and there's something you've been hiding from them all year long? Maybe all of that triumph that you thought you were going to have isn't going to be possible for you. So if you think you might like a great sports book, Chris Crutcher writes great sports stories. If you are of the mind that you want to go down that virtual rabbit hole, you could pick a book like The Eye of Minds by James Dashner. This is the beginning of a trilogy. He also wrote The Maze Runner, which are great choices, but this is about Michael, and Michael is diving into the vert net, and in that vert net, he's finding both an adventure, possibly friendship, but definitely danger. So if you think you might want to go that route, you could absolutely follow Michael. If you like, if you like historical fiction, you could absolutely pick a book like, let's do Copper Sun. Copper Sun is by Sharon Draper. Sharon Draper writes about Amari. Amari is 15 when we meet her, and what I love about Amari is she has this beautiful voice, this beautiful lyrical voice. And something happens very quickly to Amari. She's actually taken, and that's when you realize that this is not a work that's set in modern times, but it's historical fiction, and historical fiction in Africa, and she's been taken from her African village and brought to a slave plantation in Carolina. This is going to really change her voice, the way we hear her, the way she interprets the world. But I can guarantee you, while her journey is a difficult one, it's an excellent read. Now, if you are interested in, I'm going to keep scrolling. You can see I've got lots of choices here. Let's say you like a good mystery. I've got a couple here. What Happened to Cass McBride is a great choice. We meet the main character as he is being interrogated by police, and they believe he knows where Cass McBride is. She's disappeared from school. She's the pretty popular girl who's not always nice to everyone, but does that mean she has to disappear? That's for you to judge. Kyle may know where she is, and if he doesn't reveal it soon, it may be too late for Cass. So if you like a mystery that sort of unfolds from different perspectives, this might make a great choice for you. Now, my current favorite mystery is a series that I just finished. And you can see I'm scrolling by some great choices. John Green books would be a great choice, and there's so many. But the one that I just read that I really liked is by Maureen Johnson. Maureen Johnson wrote Truly Devious. And Truly Devious is a trilogy, but I'll warn you, this would be a great summer read because the first book leads directly into the second book, and then the third book is the same. You almost are forced to go on to the next book to find out what's going to happen next. This is a detective story, so if you liked And Then There Were None this year, Truly Devious would be a great read alike because the author, Maureen Johnson, takes all of these different murder mystery elements from Agatha Christie, from Sherlock Holmes, from movies, and from mystery TV shows, and she sort of compiles them into this vocabulary that she uses in Truly Devious. So there's two stories being told here. The first is the story of a murder that took place on the Ellingham Academy campus in the 1930s. The second story is of Stevie Bell. Now, Ellingham Academy is this really elaborate school that invites a select group of students to study there each year. Stevie's been picked this year, and her interest is in the Ellingham case. She wants to solve it. But while she gets to school and she's suddenly immersed in the primary sources of this case, she also finds that murder happens a little bit more frequently than she'd like it to on her new campus. So if you think that might interest you, this is a great suspenseful series that will definitely appeal. You could do, okay, again, if you're looking for movies, Those Who Wish Me Dead. Now, I will warn you, I'm not going to see Those That Wish Me Dead because I read the reviews for it and literally it got 1 star. It's got Angelina Jolie in it, which may be a draw for you. If it is, you could absolutely read the book. But I'll tell you a secret. The book is 100,000 times better. This is the story of 14-year-old Jace, and Jace has been put into the witness protection program because he witnessed a murder. Now, he is going in an outward bound trip because his handlers believe this will keep him safe as he waits for his trial to come nearer. He is followed into the wilderness by someone who means him and nothing but harm. And the puzzle of who all of these people are is about to get dangerous. So if you think you might like this, Those Who Wish Me Dead is a good choice. You can see we've got everything from movies to realistic fiction to supernatural all mixed in here. So regardless of what you like to read, I guarantee you in this list you can find something that will interest you. Alatsui is a great news story by Darcy Little Badger. Now imagine in America where the magic and the legends and the lore of our ancestors are all mixed together, but they're not fantasy, they're actually reality. That's the world that Alatsui lives in. And Ellie, which is the name she goes by, is about to try to solve the murder of her cousin. She uses the spirits in order to do that, and it's really a great story. So if you think that might interest you, you can see that I've got lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of choices here. We're only in L. So there's lots of things here that you could read. But at the bottom of my list, you're going to find that I have the opportunity for you to not only read some great books, and we have a couple of different choices here. We can absolutely, you could do, in addition to fiction, I've got classics. So if you're the kind of person who really wants to read a classic work, you could absolutely read a classic work from the list that we have here. Nonfiction, don't limit yourself. So if you really like history and you really want to know more about World War II, I've got some great choices on my nonfiction list. You can also read a great memoir. Some people just feel more comfortable with knowing that something actually happened. So nonfiction makes a great choice as well. You can also do some recommendations from the public library, and you'll see that there's 2 different sources here. So once you have an idea of what you want to read, we want you to be able to share those selections with us as you finish them. And this is part of the fun of reading. The fun of reading is finding a great book and then recommending it to someone else. So do that. Definitely add your voice to the Padlet here. Our Padlet is constantly growing. So if you don't want to take my word for what you should read, you could absolutely check here to see what your peers are reading as well. And you can see we've got some great choices. Things like Scythe by Neil Shusterman, which is one of my absolute favorite books of all time. And we had him as an author visit a few years ago. So maybe we will get lucky and have an author of that caliber again next year. We'll have to wait and see. You can also create a Flipgrid. So if you want to recommend a book through a video, that's another option for you. You're all really skilled with your Chromebooks and your computers now. Leaving us a video of what you enjoyed and why you enjoyed it is absolutely a great choice too. Now, joining the journey. This is going to grow as we find more things that are available to participate in this summer. We're going to be adding to this selection. Right now I have the public library link. They have not put out their summer reading information just yet, but they always do great contests either virtually or in person over the summer as part of summer reading. So you can absolutely visit the public library. Yay, it's open again this summer to pick out a book, or you can participate with some of their virtual events depending on what your circumstances are and what's easier for you. I listed the Barnes & Noble reading events for our area as well because they have some great authors. Some of them have been virtual to this year because of the challenges of COVID, but this is going to continue. So there may be some virtual opportunities that come up. We as a school are dedicated to the idea of you becoming readers and joining us as readers. We love to read here. We want you to love that too. And we've given you a bunch of different tools to kind of make that happen for yourself this summer. So please come to us in the fall, not with a written assignment because we don't have a written assignment for summer reading, but we want you to have read a great book that you can come back inspired to share with us so that we can all learn more about what you love to read together. So if you have any questions, you can absolutely email me. My email address is lisa.manganello@sbschools.org, and I'm glad to answer any questions you might have. And again, I hope you can stop by this summer when we're open for our summer hours to pick up a book or ask a question or just get a sense of what the library looks like here at South Brunswick High School. I can't wait to meet you. Have a great summer, and I hope you find a great book.